Hi, welcome to Future Technos. When Nikon steps into the professional photography world with a brand new flagship, it's not just another product release. It feels more like a statement. Every time Nikon puts forward a camera of this level, it shapes how professionals look at speed, performance, and reliability. The rumored Nikon ZX has quickly become one of the hottest topics in the photography industry. Many believe it could be the fastest mirrorless camera Nikon has ever built. Speed is at the heart of sports and action photography. If Nikon truly delivers on these whispers, the ZX might completely change how we think about high-performance cameras. But the real question is the Nikon ZX really the fastest camera out there, or is it just another hype cycle? That's what we're here to explore. We'll break down the rumored specifications, the possible performance, and see exactly where this camera might fit in the world of professional photography. Before diving into what the ZX could be, it helps to look back at Nikon's history. Nikon has always been known for speed in its flagship models. Cameras like the Nikon D5 and D6 were built with blazing fast performance, top-tier autofocus systems, and burst speeds that made them the first choice for professional sports photographers. In the DSLR era, those cameras were legends. They set the standard, but when the mirrorless age began, Nikon had to prove itself all over again. That's when the Nikon Z9 arrived. The Z9 captured the world's attention with its stacked sensor, blackout-free EVF, and extraordinary continuous shooting speeds. It finally showed that Nikon could stand toe-to-toe with Sony's Alpha 1 and Canon's R3. Now, with the Nikon ZX, the company seems ready to go even further, maybe even surpass every competitor in terms of raw speed and performance. The details are still hidden, but leaks and industry chatter have painted a very exciting picture. The Nikon ZX is said to feature a global shutter sensor. For many photographers, that's a dream feature. Global shutters read the entire sensor at once. Unlike rolling shutters that scan line by line, that means no more warped golf clubs, no skewed race cars, and no strange jello effects in fast video pans. It could also mean incredibly fast flash sync speeds, possibly over 1000s, which opens doors in creative flash photography that no other mirrorless has been able to touch. If this rumor is true, it wouldn't just make the ZX a sports shooter's dream. It would also turn it into a creative powerhouse. Now let's talk about resolution and speed. The Nikon ZX is rumored to pack a 61-megapixel global shutter sensor. That's not just speed, that's resolution on a whole different level. Photographers usually have to compromise between the two. You either get speed with a lower resolution sensor, or you get high resolution but slower shooting speeds. If Nikon has found a way to deliver both, then the ZX could stand in a class of its own. Early whispers suggest the camera might be able to shoot 120 frames per second at full resolution, and that too with no blackout. That number alone would change the way professionals cover sports, wildlife, and action events. Imagine freezing every split-second moment, knowing you'll never miss the decisive frame. Backing up that kind of power would need a serious processor. Reports say the ZX might come with an advanced X processor designed with AI-driven autofocus and subject recognition. Nikon has already made huge strides in subject tracking with the Z9, but the ZX could take it to the next level. The AI system might recognize more than just faces, eyes, and animals. It could track vehicles, athletes, and even birds in flight with unmatched accuracy. For professionals, that kind of autofocus isn't just convenient. It can be the difference between a keeper shot and a missed opportunity. Video shooters won't be left behind either. Another big rumor is that the Nikon ZX will support 8K video at 60 frames per second in RAW format. That's the kind of spec that makes hybrid shooters and cinematographers pay attention. Combine that with a global shutter, and you're looking at video that's clean, distortion-free, and incredibly sharp. To handle this, Nikon seems to have built an improved heat management system. If it works, the ZX might allow long 8K recordings without the overheating issues that have plagued some competitors. The camera is also expected to feature an EVF with a 9.44 million dot resolution and ultra-low latency. This would mean a blackout-free, crystal-clear view, even at high shooting speeds. For professionals, that level of responsiveness is critical. Add dual CFX Press Type-B card slots for the massive data flow, and the hardware starts to make sense. You can't shoot 120 frames per second at 61 megapixels without serious storage and processing power. Nikon seems to be addressing that. If these specs turn out to be real, then the Nikon ZX won't just be another camera release, it could very well set a new standard for the entire industry in 2025.